Connor?
Good. Yourself?
Good. Look at this lovely room that you are in.
Yeah, I'm in my house here, and I do some kind of mixed media art stuff on the side. And
Very
so,
nice.
working on it. Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Connor Gottfried. I'm the CEO of Leara eLearning, and we're an e-learning producer based in Calgary, Alberta.
Yeah. So what does your company do?
Well, we do multiple things. We develop content. We do exam management for high stakes exams. And then one of the things we're best known for is that we also are a tool provider. We produce a tool called Respond 5 that allows us and other clients to create content that works on all devices, fully responsive.
Yeah. Very cool. How long have you been in that business?
I started developing e-learning in 1999.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're an expert now.
Yeah, I'm a bit of an expert. Yeah, I got my first internet job in 1996. Small town, helping to bring the internet into the small town. And 1999, I got a job with an e-learning provider and just realized right away that this was the future, and I've loved it ever since. Been working full-time in e-learning since 1999.
That's great. Now, congratulations for winning an award.
Thank you.
Tell us about this award you're getting.
Well, we're really excited to have won a 2020 Award of Excellence in Applied Innovation. So it's pretty exciting. We really pride ourselves on being a company that innovates, and rather than just producing training, we're always trying to seek out new ways to do it, or new tools or new approaches. So yeah, it's really exciting for us to have won an award.
That's great. Now, tell us a little bit more about the project you submitted for this award.
Okay, so this project was a company called Empowered Startups that we partnered with for this. And they deliver training in what's called startup methodology. So startup methodology is an approach to de-risking a business before the business gets started or before you spend really any money. So, in some other places it might be called agile method or this type of thing, but it's an approach that is used extensively in Silicon Valley. Like, for example, Airbnb, Uber, they have used this approach for their business models. So what was really interesting about this project was that this project teaches startup methodology, but also use startup methodology in the development of the project. So one of the things about startup methodology is that before you build anything, you figure out that you have a problem that's worth solving and one that customers are willing to pay for. Right. And then you start with a very small solution, which in this terminology is called a minimum viable product. So that's what made this project really interesting. Was we started with a minimum viable product, which is the minimum amount of features that you can build for a client, and then you iterate off of that at each stage, checking with your customers, checking with your clients to make sure that you're building something that's really usable and powerful and important for them.
All right. Wow, that's amazing. Now, were there any challenges that you've encountered along the way and how did you fix that?
Yeah, like there were two main challenges. One of them was the language issue. So basically, the initial version of this content was designed for learners that were coming from overseas. So successful Asian entrepreneurs that wanted to move to Canada. And one of the channels that they can do that is they can start a successful business in Canada. So that was the initial demographic that we were targeting. So people with English as a second language, we knew that they had what's called an IELTS score of 5, so we had to slow the narration down. We had to redesign some of the language in order to make it so that it would resonate and connect with people that were coming from overseas.
All right.
So that was one of the issues that we had. The other one that was really quite interesting was with the learning management system. So for the minimum viable product for this one, we use an off-the-shelf learning management system, which was Bridge at the time. And that allowed us to get the content into a learning management system and functioning quickly and at very low cost. The course had been proven that it was something that was going to be important for users. At that point, we started the development process of a custom learning management system. And so the custom learning management system includes video coaching, real-time interactions, review processes for work submitted. And then one of the main features of it is that startup methodology revolves around something called the lean canvas. So
Okay.
this is like a modern alternative to a business model. So in the old days, a business model would be a long document that you would write once, and then you would try to follow through on it. Where a
Mhm.
lean canvas is a short version of a business model that gets iterated as the business progresses. So the business model the lean canvas is integrated directly into the learning management system. So
Okay.
all of the elements of the lean canvas can be iterated upon directly in the learning management system. So that was one of the things about this project that was really interesting, was that the LMS is subject specific, which is very rare because normally learning management systems are designed to be as broad as possible and to take any content. This was a subject specific custom learning management system. And what I found was that it was really interesting to see what can you do when you build a learning management system for one subject. And so that was sort of the challenge, and then it led to the solution being something that was really innovative.
Now, would that be an issue if they want to expand in the future? Because now
Well,
you're just focused on that one thing?
well, this particular company only teaches this particular
Oh,
content.
got it.
But what they did, and when with this learning management system, is the learning management system is built as a multi-tenant system. So the learning management system can be, subdivided out and white labeled for other organizations. And so that's what's happening now, is that I think as of the time of the award submission, I'm not sure if it's changed since then, there's 13 different organizations and schools that have white labeled this learning management system / content in order to deliver this training to their people, so the content, so yes, it can be expanded, but it's specific to the subject. And so I think that's an interesting mental
Yeah.
paradigm shift for e-learning developers, because we're always trying to have stuff that is designed to expand, and especially with learning management systems, to be as universal and as general as possible. Sometimes you can specialize something and it can have a benefit, so I
Right.
think that's what happened in this case.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Now, other individuals and companies who might be looking at your video and wanting to have an idea of how to do this themselves as well, what would your suggestion be for them? And as they try to figure out, what would be a good framework for them to work off of?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's two things that I would really highlight. One, we used our Respond 5 platform to build the content itself. I would suggest take a look at that, because it allows you to edit the content even after it's launched on the learning management system. And it's fully responsive. So it allows you to build content that's fully responsive and you maintain control over it. So from the content perspective, I would say that. If you're looking to potentially build a custom learning management system,
Mm-hmm.
I would say, check out the book Lean Startup, or, do some research about startup methodology, because building custom software is exactly where startup methodology is most applicable. And so what you really do is you start with customer interviews, you figure out exactly the problem you're trying to solve. You start with the most minimum viable product, and then you iterate on that. So don't think in terms of, I have this big idea and I want to build it all and then I'm going to release it to the world. You start very small. You say, what's the smallest idea that I can build that's going to resonate and start generating revenue? And then you build it slowly. And that way you ensure at every step of the way that you're building something that customers actually want and need. Another name for it is the agile method.
Right.
So there's different names for this approach and slightly different variations on it. But I think that's the thing that we found that was most innovative from this project, was applying agile methodology or startup methodology to e-learning development. It's not usually how it's done.
That is amazing.
Number one, Nahid Henderson. She's the CEO of the incubator at Empowered Startups. And she was really instrumental in every aspect of this project getting developed. Another person I would like to thank is Daryl Hool. And so he was the founder of Ethical Lux. And he's a UX UI designer, very instrumental in making this product something that really resonates and is easy to use. And then just everyone at Empowered Startups, their whole team, and at Leara here, our whole team, all the developers, illustrators, designers, programmers. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.